Good morning everyone, welcome back to your physics class again. As you know that we are resuming our classes and let us start from where we have left. But before we start, let me recall what we have learned. You have learned about refraction. We were learning, actually the chapter which we started last was refraction through a lens. We learned about the convex lens, also known as converging lens. We have learned about concave lens, also known as diverging lens. We also have seen the convergent effect and the divergent effect of the convex lens and concave lens respectively. We also have seen the technical terms related to the lens, that is the center of curvature, radius of curvature, optical center, principal axis, foci, that is first focus and second focus. These all are the things you should remember, and if you don't remember, please recall the things because we are gonna continuously use these things. Okay, so let us start now. Let us resume from where we have left. Okay, so the chapter is refraction through a lens. I hope everything in the chapter you know. Refraction you already have learned, that bending of light, and we have learned the kind of lenses we are going to use or which we have. Now the topic is formation of image by a lens, that when we are having whether a convex lens or a concave lens, how there is a formation of image. Okay, first thing. Second thing, you know that whenever there is formation of image, and to see what type of images are formed, like what is the position of image, what is the nature of image, and what kind of images form, like a real image or virtual image, and for that we have to draw ray diagram. As you know, like if you are taking an object and you want to see the image of this object through any lens, you know that there are number of light rays coming out from this object, infinitely many. So it is not possible for us to take all the rays or consider all the rays coming out from an object. So it is always convenient to draw the ray diagram by taking only two rays coming out, or considering coming out from an object. So now which two rays we are going to take? Of course, the two rays which we are going to take, we should know the path of the rays after the refraction, like when the rays are coming out from the object and passing through the lens, after the refraction, where will they meet? As you all know that where the rays are meeting after refraction, there only we will get the images. So there are three set rules. Like if you are taking two rays, first we have to take only two rays. It is sufficient that we take two rays and draw the diagram. And the rays which we are going to take, there are set rules that how will they behave. Like I have already drawn some rule, like already drawn first, second and third. Like if we are taking a ray incident on the optical center, first you see that here left side I have taken convex lens, right side I have taken concave lens, first thing. Second thing, if you can see that in a convex lens, the first focus is always on the left side, whereas the second focus is on the right hand side. Whereas in a concave lens, the first focus is on the right hand side and the second focus is on the left hand side. Okay. Now the first ray, if you are taking a ray is incident on the lens on the optical center, it will, after the refraction, it will go undeviated. That means the ray will not deviate after the refraction. Same in both the cases. Second case, if a ray is coming parallel to principal axis, after refraction it will pass through the second focus in case of convex lens. Second, in case of concave lens, if a light ray is coming parallel to principal axis, after refraction it will appear to come from the second focus. Now here you see in both the cases the only difference is in convex lens, the ray after refraction will pass through the second focus. But here in the case of concave lens, you see that after the refraction the ray appear to come from the second focus. As you see this dotted line we have shown. Now the third case, if a light ray is coming from the first focus, after refraction it will go parallel to the principal axis. Now in this concave lens, if a light ray is appear to come from the first focus, after refraction it will pass through the it will go parallel to the principal axis. So likewise I have drawn the diagram. You can see like these three rays we can take. We have to take any two rays. So considering these cases, we can take any two rays and we can draw the ray diagram, and then we can see where after the refraction the rays are intersecting each other. There we will get the images. Now the images we are gonna get is whether the virtual image or the real image. So let us talk about what is virtual image and what is real image. Now since we are talking about the images formed by a lens, we know that there are two types of images. We have real images and virtual images. Real images, when after the refraction the light rays are actually intersecting each other at a point, and at that point we get the image, and that is called the real image. Real image can be obtained on a screen, and the image formed after the refraction, if it is a real image, it will be inverted with respect to the object. That means if the object is like this, the image will be formed like that it will be inverted. Whereas the virtual image, in a virtual image the light rays after the refraction, they don't actually intersect each other or they don't meet each other, they just appear to meet at a point, and then there we get the virtual image. You all mind it is a virtual image, it is not imaginary. We can see the image, we can capture the image, it's just that it is the light rays are not actually intersecting each other. To differentiate further what is real image and how the real image looks like or virtual image looks like in our daily life, I am giving you a photograph of the image, a picture here, so that you can differentiate between real image and the virtual image. That would, I think, help you all to understand the difference between the real image and the virtual image. Now since we are going to see that how convex lens and concave lens form images, first we are going to see images or formation of image through a convex lens. So characteristic and location of images, that means what is the character, what will be the characteristic of images formed by convex lens when we place the object at different positions. Like if we place the object at infinity, or if the object is beyond the center of curvature like that, then what will be the characteristic of the images. So first we have taken the convex lenses, and first case which we are taking is when the object is at infinity. Okay, now before I start telling you all the image formation, let us recall that to form the images we have to take at least two rays to draw the ray diagram, which will be convenient for us, the rays which are convenient for us to take, and also we know that after the refraction how they will behave or from where they will go or they will pass. Okay, second thing, that as we have learned three simple set of rules, that if the ray is coming from the optical center after refraction, it will go undeviated. If a light ray is coming parallel to the principal axis, it will pass from the second focus in case of convex lens, and it will appear to pass from the second focus in the case of concave lens. And the third case is if a light ray is coming from the first focus in case of convex lens, or appear to come from the first focus in case of concave lens, after the refraction they will go parallel to principal axis. So these three set of rules we have taken. Also I have drawn the diagram, you can see from there, and from these three rules set, we have to take the rays and we have to draw the diagram to see what type of images are formed. So first we are taking convex lens, and in that the very first case we are taking when the object is at infinity. That means the object we are placing is at infinity. So you know that small u is used for the position of the object. Let us recall, small v is used for the length of the, or for the position of the image, and also small f is the focal length. Okay. So first case, that we are taking the object is at infinity, that means somewhere here is at infinity, and whenever we take the object at infinity, we consider the light rays coming from the object will always be parallel to the principal axis. So since somewhere here we have the object at infinity, light rays are coming parallel to the principal axis, we have to take only 2 rays which will be convenient. So we are taking 2 rays coming parallel to principal axis. You know the rule, when the rays are coming parallel to principal axis, after refraction they will pass from the second focus. So you see the rays are coming parallel to principal axis, and after refraction they are going from focus. So now you see, after refraction these are the incident ray and these are the refracted ray, and you know that when the refracted rays, wherever they are meeting, there we'll get the image. So the refracted rays are meeting here, here we will get the image. So if I ask you what will be the characteristic of the image, first the image will be highly diminished. As you see, there will be a point sort of image, so the image will be highly diminished, it will be inverted, and also it will be formed at focus. Okay. Second case, when you are taking, this is a sub case or this is subcategory, like if the object is at a very far distance, it is not at infinity but at a very far distance. So when we take, see, this is the difference. If you are taking the object at infinity, the light rays will always come parallel to principal axis. But if we take the object at a far distance but not at infinity, at a far distance, then we take the rays are coming parallel but parallel to each other, not parallel to principal axis. This is the difference which you should actually mind. So the rays are parallel to each other, and let's see, one ray is coming and it is going, or it is actually incident on the optical center. According to the rule, when the light rays are falling on the optical center, it will go undeviated. Second ray which is coming is actually coming here from the first focus, and you know when the light ray is coming from the first focus, after the refraction through the lens, it will go parallel to the principal axis. And when the two refracted rays are intersecting, or where they are intersecting, there we will get the image. So you see here they are intersecting each other, and there we will get the image. Now if I ask you the characteristics of the images, the image is formed at the second focus. If you see, it is inverted and it will be diminished as well. So these are the characteristics, and this is the very first case we have seen. Now let's see the second case. Okay, so here is our next case. Here we are placing the object beyond to F1. You know that F1 is your first focus and the distance of F1 to O is your focal length. So the object, this will be your twice of focal length, and the object is placed beyond that position, that is beyond the twice of focal length. So now here is our object, and to draw the ray diagram, we have to take two convenient rays. So first ray is coming from the object and we are taking it as parallel to the principal axis. We know the rule, when the rays are parallel to principal axis, after refraction through lens, it will pass from the second focus. Now second ray which we are taking is incident on the optical center, and after refraction it will not deviate, it will go like that. And where the two refracted rays are intersecting each other, there we will get the image. So you see the formation of images here between F2 and somewhere between F2 and 2F2, and if we characterize the image, it will be an inverted image, it will be a real image because the lines are actually intersecting each other, and it will be highly diminished. So this is our second case. Now we take the third case where we are shifting the object a little bit more, and now we are placing the object at the position 2F1, that is the twice of the focal length. Now again, to draw the ray diagram, we will take two convenient rays. So one ray is coming from the object which is parallel to principal axis. After the refraction through lens, it will pass from the focus as the set rule. Now if we take another ray coming from the object and incident on the optical center, it will go undeviated, and where the two rays are intersecting each other, there we will get the image. The characteristic of image is that the image is formed exactly at the position 2F2. That is, the object was placed at the position 2F1 and the image is formed at the position 2F2. It will be real, of course, it will be inverted, and it will be highly diminished. Now let us see next case. Now in our next case, we are placing the object between F1 and 2F1, you see, and How to draw the ray diagram? The way same thing. We'll take two rays. One ray is coming from the object parallel to principal axis. After refraction, it will pass through the second focus, and one is incident on this optical center, and it will go undeviated. And if you see, the two rays are intersecting each other here. So where they are intersecting, there we'll get the image, and the image, now the characteristic of image, the image will be formed beyond the 2f1 to f2. The image will be real, and the image will be inverted, and of course it will be magnified, as you can see very well here. Now our fifth case is when the object is placed. Now since we are shifting the object, so now we will shift the object and put it there at a position of first focus. So now the object is when the object is at first focus, that is f1. How to draw? That the one ray coming from the object is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it will go from the second focus, and here another ray is coming out from the object and passing through the optical center, and it will move undeviated. Now if you see, these two are the incident ray, but these two are the refracted ray. And if you see these two refracted rays, they are going parallel to each other, and we know that the parallel rays do not actually intersect each other, but we consider that they will intersect, or they will meet at infinity. So where they will meet at infinity, so the image will be formed at infinity. So the characteristic of image will be that it will be real, it will be inverted, and it will be highly magnified. Now our next case and last case is when the object is between lens and focus. So here is our object between the lens and the focus. Again, one ray is coming out from the object which is parallel to principal axis. After refraction, it will go from the second focus, or it will pass from the second focus. And if it is incident on the optical center, it will move undeviated. So if you see the two refracted rays, they are moving apart, they are moving away from each other. So that means they will not intersect each other. What we are going to do, we are actually producing them at the back to see where they are meeting. So now if we produce them at the back, you see here these two rays are actually intersecting each other, not actually, but they appear to intersect each other. Now these two rays appear to intersect each other here, and where they are intersecting, or where they appear to intersect each other, there we will get the image. And since they are not actually intersecting each other, but they appear to intersect, that means the image formed will be virtual. So if we try to characterize the image formation, so you see the image formed will be in the same side where we have placed the object and behind the object. First. Second thing, the image which is formed is of course virtual. See, you see the refracted rays are not actually intersecting each other, but they appear to intersect each other. That's why the image formed will be virtual. So it will be virtual, it will be erect as well, upright. You see this is upright, and also the image will be magnified. So we have seen all 6 cases in convex lens where we are placing the object at different position, and we are seeing the image formation. In all the 6 cases, if you have seen, this is the only case where we are getting the virtual image. Otherwise we were getting the real images. So we can draw one conclusion that if we are using a convex lens, there will be it forms real images as well as it forms virtual images, depending upon where we are putting the object. Okay, so these are all 6 cases. Now let's move to the concave lens. Next topic is characteristic and location of images for a concave lens. So you see here we are using concave lens. One point which you need to know is that we have seen that for a convex lens, the first focus was on the left side, whereas in the concave lens the first focus is on the right side and the second focus is on the left side. This one point you need to note. Now first case we are taking where we are taking the object is at infinity. We have learned that when the object is at infinity, the rays will be coming from the object will be parallel to the principal axis. So one ray, it is coming from the object, it is parallel to principal axis, and you know that after refraction they will pass from the second focus, And as you also know that this concave lens is a diverging lens. So two rays are coming parallel. After refraction they are diverging. The point from where they appear to diverge is this point. So the image will be formed at this point, that is the second focus. Same, we have taken a subcategory or subcase when the object is not at infinity but at a very far distance. So if the object is at a far distance, we discuss this case that the rays will be parallel to each other but not parallel to principal axis. So we have taken two rays. So you see one ray is coming this like this, and it is C. This is the incident ray, and when it is falling on this concave lens, you see it appears that it is coming from the first focus, and if it is coming from the first focus, after refraction it will go parallel to principal axis. So this is the refracted ray. Now the second ray coming or incident on the optical center, it will move undeviated. Now to see the position of image, we know we have to see the refracted rays. So first refracted ray is here. So whether you say this is the refracted ray, first one, which you can say this is the path of the first refracted ray, and other refracted ray is this. So let us produce it at the back and where the two rays are meeting. So here they are meeting, and there you will get the image. So you will get the image at the second focus. So these are the two cases, or one case and the subcategory of concave lens. Now let us see another case. This is our second case where we are taking when the object is at finite distance. In that first case we have taken the object is at infinite distance, and now the object is at finite distance. That means we are placing object beyond 2f2. You can place it anywhere, at any finite distance. So let us take that one ray, first ray is coming from the object is parallel to principal axis, and in case of concave lens we know if the light ray is parallel to principal axis, after refraction it appears to come from the second focus. You see it is diverging here and it appears to come from the second focus. And second ray which we are taking is coming from the optical center, so it will move undeviated. So to see the image we have to see the two refracted rays. So first refracted ray is this only. So you see this is the first refracted ray and this one is the second refracted ray. Where they are intersecting, there we will get the image. Now if we write the characteristics of the image is of course virtual, as the two rays are not really intersecting each other but they appear to intersect each other. So the image will be virtual, the image will be upright, and the image will be highly diminished. So in case of concave lens we take only two cases, when the object is at infinity and when the object is at any finite distance. You see in both the cases the image form is always virtual, the image form is always upright, and it will always be highly diminished. So these are the characteristics of images formed by concave lens. We have already seen by convex lens. Next we will see the sign convention and the lens formula, and meanwhile you all please practice this ray diagram, because it is frequently asked in the question paper to draw the ray diagram at different position taking different lenses. We will meet next.